Well, hello there. Happy Tuesday. I am currently dog sitting for my cousin, which has been nice. She is on vacation and asked me to dog sit. So I was like, sure, why not? I'm in this whole feeling good in life. And so I've been spending time here since Friday. And it's been really, really good for me. Like, really good for me. Because I did some writing. I'm so excited that I did some writing, I did some recording, and it's been quite a wild past few days because I went down memory lane. And it's not just like a year ago memory lane. It was like May 3rd, 1983, this little fire engine red baby came. No, just kidding. Kind of. But yeah, so I went through pretty much every era of my life, and in 10-year spans. And I relearned some things about myself. I relearned from a different perspective, than what I had before. There were times where I was guilty of being the victim. And like, why did this shit happen to me? Why? And then you want to like have all this anger and this resentment for people. But then you realize when you go back, and I'd already started to work through all of that anger, don't get me wrong. But when you go back and you look at it from a optimistic point of view and as an observer, you're like, whoa, ooh, oh. Like I went through like every emotion because it was my life. But then it felt like it was a movie that I was watching someone's life, but it was mine. And every chapter had a lot of darkness in it, a lot of darkness, a lot more than I thought when I was in it. But it was also a lot of beauty and a lot of good, from my childhood and the music I grew up on and having my grandparents and that whole era to living in Las Vegas and living in the mountains in Vermont and learning what it's like to do radio, going through depression, partying and drinking for 15 years. You're like, whoa, who's that? Going through up and down weights and loving yourself in the end. And that's kind of what I want to hop on here and really talk about, is how beautiful this relationship is. The most beautiful relationship that I have ever been in my life. Like it is truly the most beautiful relationship I've ever been in. We have been through transformations together, change, trauma, happiness, traveling, heartbreak, anxiety. It's been a hell of a relationship, but we're together. We're in it. We did it. And it's so solid. And I know how many people don't have that solid foundation. And I know what it's like not to have that solid foundation. I really do. But I guess I wanted to share this with you because, I know a lot of people get like weird about like, God, she's really sharing a lot. Fuck yeah, I'm sharing a lot. Hello. I went through this shit. It was my life. I'll do what I want with it. Like that's how I used to think when I would like hear criticism from people. But then I realized it's because it's their own fear because they would never share that, or they feel uncomfortable. Like, what? Oh yeah? When people were like, wow. But the important thing is I'm here. I made it through a long, long journey of disconnection from myself. And now we're connected, baby. And now it's my turn to help people. I want to help people. I want to share so people know that they're not alone. And I think that more and more in today's world with everybody that is sharing on social media, people know that they're not alone, more than when I didn't think I was before social media, and even when social media was out and people weren't really that open about things that they were going through. But I remember going through all of these things and thinking, this is just me. There's nobody in the world that goes through the things that I go through. I am alone in this world, and people think I'm crazy if they knew, like, the shit that I've done in my life, or the things that I've thought, or the situations I've put myself in or didn't put myself in. And then you realize you're not. When you start to share your truth, then people are like, I thought that too, or, you know, I went through that same thing, but just in a different way. Then you're like, give me a hug, you know, like, let me just love on you, you know, because you don't want them to think that they're alone. And yeah, so that's my message to you. And I don't know why I did this video, but I don't care. I'm just being me. And I'm sharing, because I am reinventing Amber. People are like, what does that mean? I'm like, I'll let you know when I know. You know, it's kind of like, they're going to see where it goes. So I wish you a lot of inner peace, because that's what's so important. Things are beautiful. I mean, they really are. Money's great. Things are great. Traveling's great. But all of that doesn't mean shit if you can't stand yourself. If you want to escape yourself and you can't, and you're like, all right, cool, yeah. I'm in Toronto. It's so beautiful. I know. You know, inside, because you're just like so miserable. Or wherever you're, you know, traveling, or if you're with your family and you're like dying inside. You know, that's a real thing. Slowly, parts of you are just like melting away, like, ugh. Or if a job is like sucking the life out of you, and you're like, yeah, I love what I do. It's the human experience. And some go through a whole hell of a lot in their lifetime. Some go through a little bit. Some don't get to see their full life. Some choose to take their own life. Everybody's got their own battles, man. And I just hope that you know that whatever inner brokenness, whether you were a little girl, little boy, that you were always enough. You know, you were always enough. Maybe you didn't get told that, you know? Maybe you didn't feel that you were lovable or that you were worthy, but you are. But you have to believe it. And when you believe it, other people believe it. And that sets the tone for every relationship, romantic or platonic or business. Children, when you are solid inside, you truly set the tone for all other relationships. So I think I'm done soul sharing for now. But it's just been a beautiful time in my life, and I wanted to share that with you. And I hope that, you know, you can find the beauty in your life, because I know there's a lot there. You just got to do some digging. So have a great rest of your night.